What's up, everybody? It's your man Chan from You People, or I am You People, I guess. Wanted to do another video. I said I was going to do a video about my Telecaster, and I never did it. So here it is. This is Tallulah. It is a 97 reissue of a 72 custom, 1972 custom Telecaster from Fender, and I bought this as a factory second. It was brand new, but apparently it was a factory second, and I don't know what the flaw was. Maybe it was like like the logo was maybe too big or misaligned or something. I don't even know. Anyway, and I got it for like $250 in '97, I think, which I want to say this is a $600 or $700 guitar at the time. But I was working in a music store in Illinois, and the Fender rep was there, and I can't remember if he had it on him or what, but like we talked about it, and eventually this became mine. At the time, I just started playing in this band, this local band called Fragile Porcelain Mice, and their guitar player had left. For whatever reason, he didn't want to tour, and I was all up for it. So I joined, and then I just bought this guitar. I can't remember if I bought this guitar for that project or if I had just bought it and it was kind of coincidence. Anyway, apparently, like that, my first show, they were like, "Oh man, I never," some guy came up to me at the end of the show. He's like, the sound of a Tele with Fragile was so gnarly, it was so cool, something like that. I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. So, but at the time, Teles were sort of kind of kicking back in around my scene, I guess. Like Shiner was big, or coming up from Kansas City, and I don't know, other bands or whatever. So I finally got one of these. I had a bunch, but anyway. So this has just got typical single coil Tele pickup in the bridge. And then there's, I believe that's a humbucker. I don't know the history on this. Somebody tell me if it looks like a humbucker. It's the same size and shape as a humbucker, but the coils are a little split. And I'm not sure if that's just a fancy cool cover or if this is like single coil in a humbucker space and they just made it bigger just for sonic reasons or whatever it is. So somebody tell me about that. I don't know. I could probably do some research, but I don't know. I like when you guys reply and respond to these videos. So typical three-way switch. It's probably been changed a couple times. I've broken it here and there, whatever, doing Tom Morello tricks, turn your neck volume off and then playing the bridge and just switch back and forth real fast, that kind of thing. Sort of a percussive deal. Anyway, and then I put the only other modifications, other than a few different bridge pickups in here and there, was this pick guard. And if you've seen my video on Buttercup, you'll see that my Stratocaster, my 62 Strat, you'll see that it's got a clear pick guard, but I did this one first, and I really liked it, so I went ahead and did that with Buttercup. But yeah, at first it just had like the gray shielding on it, and I was hoping, to see this, these cool colors on the wires or whatever, and it was just gray. And the guy that I had taken it to at first, that his shop, he just told me, he was like, dude, it's gonna be more expensive for me to do that than that, it's more than the guitar is worth. So I was like, oh, I didn't ask you that, but fine, okay, fine. So I left, and then I wound up working with my buddy Paul, who's worked on my guitars for the past, I don't know how long, 5 or 6 years, I guess. Paul Alt, another great tech. And he was able to do it. He sets my guitars up so beautifully, and then he put this on, and there's the shielding tape and all. Actually, I don't know if he did that. Maybe that was Dave Anderson, but anyway, Paul put these cool colors in here, so just kind of give it a sort of a neat aesthetic. It has no effect on the tone whatsoever. It's just fun to look at. I used to be in contact with this artist, local artist here in St. Louis. Her name's Ann Johnson. She does like really cool things with light. You'd really just have to find her on social media. She's pretty amazing. But maybe Ann would like put some lights or something like that in here for me or something. So maybe we'll talk about that. Maple fretboard. I think it's 21 frets. Nope. 15, 17, 19. Yeah, 21 frets. Goto tuners. Like I said, this is Tallulah. Stupid little logo that I put on it. Decent tuners. It always stays in tune. 3-bolt. I guess that's era specific 3-bolt neck. Japanese made. They don't make these anymore. So this is actually a vintage guitar, whether I like it or not. We're all becoming vintage these days. You know, my Gen X ass still has my 2 main guitars. I've had this one since '97, and I had Buttercup since '95, I think, something like that. So yeah, man, always been a Fender guy. I've had a bunch of different other guitars, but Fender has always been really good to me. Yeah, little skunk stripe on the back there. Just, you know, it's your typical road wear and rode hard and put away wet. Strings through the body. Got your bumps and your bobbles. Funny story before I wrap this up. So like I said, I bought this from the Fender representative, Larry Bubba Barnes. Really cool dude. I think he's in Florida now. I think he's retired, but he always worked for Fender. Anyway, so I bought the guitar, working at this guitar shop, or this music store, and there's a guitar bench at the front of the store, and there were a bunch of monitors and speakers stacked up in front of it. That's important later. And I had the guitar, you know, it just came in, unboxed it, tuned it up, was so excited, and then a customer came in that I knew, so I had to go deal with that. I put it down on the guitar bench, you know, laying flat on the tabletop, and I'm across the room and dealing with whatever customer, and some friends of mine come in. This band, Ring Cicada, they're not a band anymore, but they were always awesome. Their guitar player and lead singer, Chris, still a good friend. I haven't seen him in quite some time, but he's an amazing dude. I love him. He shouted, "Hey, Chan, is this that Tele you were getting? Yeah, can I play it? Yeah, sure, go ahead. It's tuned up. I just tuned it. Hadn't even played it yet." And he picks it up and boom, chips a little bit of paint off of the corner of the guitar on the bottom by smacking it accidentally against one of those monitors. And this is what I mean by monitor, stage monitor, like a wedge. Nickname is Wedge. You know, singers love these. You know, you see them on the front of the stage. Anyway, and it was so funny because the entire room stopped, full of customers, all the staff, the band were just, and all I could do was laugh because the first thing I thought was, well, now I don't have to worry about it. Oh my God, that was so funny. Anyway, Chris, if you see this and you're out there, I know you don't forget this story. We've talked about it a bunch of times, but still hilarious. But now, dude, this guitar has been run through the ringer, and it's flying fine. So anyway, thanks. That is one of my guitars. I'm going to try to do some, you know, equipment videos here and there. So if you like this, you know, go ahead and give it a heart, reply, give me some comments, talk about your gear. Why don't you guys do some videos too? I'd love to see your gear, and I'd love to hear what you think about my gear too. So if you do that, great. Love you. Bye.